So when I was a kid, my biggest fear was money because I was raised very religious, and money to me was always going to send me to hell. And so I literally had like a phobia of money from the time I was a kid through basically to the time I was about 16. I was just that afraid of going to hell because of money. Then, of course, you grow up and you realize that you have to have a job. So I studied economics for 10 years in my free time. So the fear of money pretty much went away because it had to. And then, of course, I ran into some money and I gave a lot of money away. And, I've been whining about that, complaining about that, mad about that, about to God about that. But one thing that's kind of struck me, it's the Bible says we're not supposed to be conformed to this world. Okay. Well, the way this world works and the way people think in this world is, and I'm honestly tempted to do the same thing. I'm tempted to do the same thing that other people do. But the way this world works is people they think that they imagine that money is pennies and they have to hold on to them as much as possible, and then they need to take the pennies and as many pennies as you can grab. And it's not just rich people; it's everybody. It's middle class. It's poor people. It's everybody. They think that they need to all they get is pennies, and so you got to hold on to that penny for your dear for dear life. And then there's more pennies, and you got to grab onto these pennies and hold these pennies. And that's the way everybody is. That's the way everybody's attitude is. Everybody's attitude is about save. There's very few people who just are not consumed with money. Couponing, cheap eats, and I'm not saying if you have to, that's one thing, but people, they're neurotic about it. They're neurotic about money. They're neurotic about saving money. They're neurotic about not spending money. They're neurotic about making more money. They really do think that money is the money that you get paid is essentially like pennies, and you have to hold on to it as hard as you can. And that's the way they treat it. They treat it like you get paid pennies and you need to hold on to it for dear life. That's almost everybody. That's almost everybody. Now, the old me was very generous. I've given money away a lot to various people, okay, because it felt like the right thing to do. And I used to get annoyed at people for being penny hoarders, essentially. That's the way they treat money. But now I kind of get it. I kind of wish that I was conformed to this world. I kind of wish that I wasn't a Christian in that regard. I wish I was more like the world, where I was just taking the pennies and hoarding it, because it's annoying to not be like that. Flies. It's annoying to not be like that and watch everybody else around you do it. It almost seems like it'd be better to just do it and fit in. And instead of being not like them and being against the tide, it sucks.